shade blunt, you know what I'm saying? It's going down.
Welcome to Season 3 of the JS Report. I'm Thomas Sellers Jr., West End Media Sports Editor. For the last couple of years, we had the pleasure with the JS Report of interviewing great student athletes, kids who have had a major impact on their schools with state championships, winning numerous awards. We even got a chance to feature kids who have gone on to the college level. And then the pleasure of having some come back who've been professional. A person that simplifies all that, Christian Saulsberry. And today we'll pay tribute to him as well. So as Jonathan gets ready to start off Season 3 of the JS Report with, of course, football, we just want to keep in mind the mission that we have here to showcase our area student athletes. So we're always looking out for y'all and the coaches and the people behind y'all, the administrators, the ADs, who make sure y'all in the best position to become the next Christian Saulsberry. So that's enough of me talking. Let's rock into 2023.
All right, welcome back to another JS Report alongside Thomas Sellers Jr. Thomas, who stood out to you in Week 1 2023 football season, or what team stood out to you?
Aiden Glover, the quarterback for Collierville, put up some solid numbers and a big road win. Long travel to Decaturville, and the Dragons displayed that they will be a force in Region 8-6A. And then the game that was right in front of me, I keep talking about Jonathan Temple Dowdy, undersized defender, but gets all over the field. But then a guy who definitely has the size, Jackson Ford for the Millington Trojans, big number 77. Jackson Ford is living up to the lineage of his dad, and who was a great Tennessee ball player, and he's getting after it. So those are some of the players that stood out.
Teams-wise?
Oh, team-wise, MUS, they made a statement against a quality Bartlett team. They caught them at the right time. You know, a young quarterback trying to adjust to the big show, the Friday Night Lights. They rattled them, and they had a great performance in that goose egg against a quality opponent like that. Germantown, their results look solid. Bolton put people on notice, a good win over a good Treasure team. And FACS, whenever you score 70 points, something must be working. So let's see if they can keep this momentum going.
You know, you took some players and teams out of my mouth, but my top 5 performers in no particular order: Aiden Glover, like you mentioned, 13 to 16, 252 passing. I also ran for 2 touchdowns as well. And like you said, in a hostile environment, traveling on that road against a smaller team, but still you're traveling on the road in the first game in an atmosphere that you've never been to. Won the game 35 to 14. Chandler Day, 17 to 23. 342 yards passing, 2 touchdowns against a quality team in Briarcrest.
He's going to be Chandler's going to be key for Houston all season. He'll be key.
Hey, let's give him a quick cue, like you said, Millington, a team, you know, nothing against St. Benedict, but St. Benedict Division II school, a good quality road win for the Millington Trojans. Started the season 1-0, like you mentioned with McCoy in the post game. 139 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 running touchdown. And then, like you brought up, MUS defense, to me, stood out big time. 6 turnovers, 2 of them were pick sixes, and her Bartlett offense is 0 points. And one of them was a 78-yard pick six, and the other one was a 37-yard pick six. And like you said, credit to C.J. Marshall and the Bolton Wildcats for scoring 37 points on Saturday night against a quality team in Sturdivant. And to me, I'm going to go ahead and say my team of the week, or team and performer of the week, will be MUS defense.
Oh, and you know what? MUS had an extra defender. The Owls had an extra defender in that great running game that had a long drive that kept Bartlett offense off the field and broke their rhythm. So any coach would tell you one of your best defenders is when the offense can control the ball. But when they were out there, the Owls defense, they cracked some knuckles. They went to work against a very good Bartlett team. Like you told me in our pre-game meeting for the show, hey, Bartlett's still going to be a solid team. So MUS just made a strong statement.
Yeah, so my team of the week, player of the week, like I mentioned, is MUS defense for that this week 1. And they also were playing with a heavy heart. Congratulations how they handled that emotional game in general with Dion passing away this offseason as well. So we'll also go to Chandler Day for this interview with Take One as well.
I think it's definitely different when you're preparing for a team as long as we have. Ever since last year, we've just been looking forward to this game the most out of every other game this year because it was first and because of what happened last year. You know, when they come back from 21 and beat us by 1 point, it's pretty bad. It left a bad taste in our mouth. So we were looking forward to this game the whole year, ever since the season started. And I'm very glad and pleased with how we played. Because in my opinion, I expected to happen what happened because when you prepare that much, everyone bought in, everyone was trying to win how we won. And that being said, they're not nearly as bad as it showed. They are much better than most people might think after the score of the game. Like, people will see the result of what happened, but they have no idea. Like, they have a new coach. They still have some great players over there. So you definitely can't take Brackrest lightly at all. But also, that being said, we probably played about as good as we can probably play. That's the best that we might play all year. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully we play a little bit better throughout the year goes. But we played about as good as we'll play at this point in our year because this game was the most important game to us on our calendar. We practiced for this for weeks and weeks and weeks. So we were prepared for this, and I'm very pleased with how all our guys bought in. It was the game that we wanted to win the most, and everyone was fired up. I love the energy. I love how our O-line played. Our defense had energy. Our offense had energy. We were moving the ball. We were clicking on all cylinders. So we were doing everything we were supposed to do, and I was very pleased with how we did, and the result showed.
All right, and Chandler Day plays for Houston High School, by the way. Okay, Take Two edition will be the look ahead for my top 5 games in general. No particular order on this one either. But the M&M Bowl, throw out the records, throw out the friendships, they moved that game to 8 o'clock Friday night as well. So go out and support the M&M Bowl, Mufford at Millington in that one. You know, a feisty team that got a quality win in week 1 was Lausanne. They played Mace, and they held Mace's offense in check. Could they hold Bartlett's offense in check? You never really know until they play the game. Lausanne travels to Bartlett High School in that one. You know, a team that went to the state championship game last year in Beach is playing at Collierville, so if anybody wants to see an exciting game in that one, Beach travels to Collierville. Houston travels to play at Northwest Mississippi, and they play South Panola Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. So if anybody wants to go out and watch Houston and South Panola at 4 o'clock at Northwest Mississippi, that should be a barn burner with a lot of offense in that one. And then could MUS defense still have another shutout in week 2? They play another tough team in Melrose. Never know what's going to happen in that one. Melrose, it could come down to depth. It could come down to where a missed extra point. You never really know. So those are my top 5 games in no particular order for this week 2 edition. All right, my take 3. We're going to do our top 5/top 10 rankings. Thomas thinks this is the only one that matters, but it's not really true. But you know, that's a different story for another day. But Thomas, you want to go ahead and go first?
Well, I will get my top 10, but I'm going to get the official Dynamic Power 10. Thank you, Dynamic, for once again sponsoring our Power 10. They came on board last year. Great physical therapy group that does great work out there towards Tipton County and throughout West Tennessee. And they're looking to expand it to Shelby County one day. But hey, they take care of student athletes, and they help take care of us with our Power 10 sponsorship. And the official Power 10, starting off with number 10, Covington Chargers took a tough loss to Mumford. I think they'll bounce back this week. Number 9, Bartlett, another team that we had ranked high in the preseason poll. They dropped down. Number 8, FACS, a 70-point win, jumps you into the top 10. Christian Brothers at number 7, Millington at number 6 with a solid performance against St. Benedict. Collierville at number 5. Number 4, Germantown. They're looking to make sure they get their running game and everything established, look solid in week 1. Number 3, MUS, big jump for the Owls. They flew up to number 3 this week. Number 2, the Houston Mustangs, big win over Briarcrest. Chandler Day broke it down and everything, letting you know that Houston's for real. Great running attack there as well. And number 1, the defending champions, who look solid in week 1 against a quality Covington team, the Mumford Cougars. And I think they might hold on to that spot for a little while because they are coming prepared to get into the M&M Bowl and keep their winning streak going against the Millington Trojans. So now let's go for a relevant top 5 from Jonathan Sturdivant.
Well, first of all, you got to honorable mention that might be on the lookout for the top 10 for next week.
Well, we keep talking about the Bolton Wildcats, and what Coach C.J. Marshall is putting together over there. He's been signing a lot of kids off to college, so they've been establishing a quality base of players. Now it's going to start resulting in wins. Big win in week 1. They're setting up for a nice win in week 2, so we can look for them to jump in there as well. So a lot of teams will be in the mix as things shake out in the early season.
All right, my top 5. Number 1, Houston Mustangs. Taylor Day, Damian Cisse, you name it, the running attack with Davis.
Yeah.
They looked on all cylinders against Briarcrest, 42-6 last week. Number 2, the MUS Owls. I feel like, they made a statement on defense, especially with all those college commits that are going on the bigger things next year as well.
The Stanford kid too, especially.
Stanford, you name it.
Yeah.
He's talking to Nate, like you said, they got Melrose this week, as well. Number 3, I'm going with Germantown. They played. They scored 42 points, it felt like, in the first quarter against the Raleigh Egypt Pharaohs. But Germantown's got DeSoto Central Friday night at Northwest Mississippi. Number 4, I'm going with Collierville. Aiden Glover, like we talked about on the first take, 252 yards passing, against Decatur.
And his favorite target, Joakim, he's a lethal weapon out there once he gets in open space. So, yeah, great target for him to have.
And then they got Beach this week. They'll definitely find out, how good Collierville is really going to be. Are they going to be looking ahead to Bartlett next week?
I know, you got the Beaches right in front of you. You got to pay attention to those Buccaneers.
Right. And then number 5, I'm going to still go with Bartlett just because they played MUS. Although it is a loss on the loss column. But I feel like, they're still trying to make a statement, hopefully, this week against Lausanne.
I speak Jonathan, and I did not. Did one of those things you said was Mumford? Did you say Mumford in any of that top 5? You did. He didn't. Oh, okay. Hey, Coach Slade Calhoun, this your buddy here calling you out. Keep that in mind. So next time he comes up there or calls you, I'm gonna play this back with no Mumford Cougars. Yeah.
They were time for Bartlett.
Okay.
I'm a Bartlett.
Okay, it's your top 5. It's your
But
top 5.
honorable mention, it is Mumford.
Oh, honorable mention. Okay.
Mumford, Millington, and Bolton.
The number 6, 7, and 8 teams. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I just want to give them some credit as well for some good wins in week 1. But I also want to give Cordova Wolves a shout out before I end my show. Coach Doughton came back from his old ranks at Cordova and got a good win against Sheffield in week 1.
Yes.
And hopefully he'll bring some momentum the rest of the way for Cordova. I know they got a tough schedule the rest of the way, but congratulations to Coach Doughton and Cordova Wolves. And don't worry, Mumford, I'll get y'all in next week. Keep up the good work. No matter what. I still love y'all over there. But Coach Calhoun, forgive me. Isaiah, forgive me. Jordan Bell, forgive me. Everybody on that team that I know, forgive me. But no, in all seriousness, everybody stay hydrated. Everybody drink their water. To all the coaches and players, the rest of the week, stay healthy. That's the most important thing right now regarding this heat wave that came through this week. But also to all the trainers out there, we wouldn't be here without you. So keep up the good work.
The good people at Dynamic, the Ortho, Sal, Campbell, all of Sean,
Right.
and Millington. Y'all keep those kids prepared.
And Thaddeus as well, Bartlett. But thank y'all for tuning in this week on the JS Report. Take 4 will be coming up here shortly. All right, guys. Take 4 this week. It's like we talked about in pregame a little bit. Christian Saulsberry tribute this week. I want to bring the show to honor to him. Let me just say, first of all, Christian Saulsberry was an amazing man on and off the field, for football field. Not only did he go to West Alabama for college football, he played at North Point down in Mississippi for high school football as well. And he played on the 2015 state championship football team against St. George's. And he was Mr. Everything on that field. Like I talked about with other people throughout the last couple weeks, since I'm bringing his show in his honor this week, he was basically, sorry guys, it was a little bit hard to say right now, but his running back, receiver, felt like he was a wildcat at times in the quarterback position. He was a linebacker on defense at times, and he was also a kick returner and punt returner. He went on to play at Edmonton for the CFL Football League and did amazing things up in Canada the last couple of years before passing away last December. Just another person gone way too soon, in my opinion. I know he's watching over us every day, But just an amazing player, like you talked about, on and off the field. Just an amazing person that you'll never get a no sir from or anything like that. He'll just keep on saying, yes sir, I do my very best for these kids no matter what. And I'm going to also say that one of the best memories that I've ever found out from him was, also want to bring up that found out him and Coach Ronnie Saulsberry are like family. They are family. They are related, you know, that type of way too. Because I found out when I did a Shelby Metro School Board show with Mark Healy back in the day, he actually called into the radio station and told us like about North Point, how he's doing progression and throughout the year as well. But just an all-around player. They are retiring his jersey this Friday night at their game. If anybody wants to keep up to date regarding any pushback times or jersey retirement information, they can go to North Point Sports Twitter page at NCS The Point. And at last check, they're retiring his jersey at 6:40, right before the game against Magnolia Heights. So if anybody, former players or current players, or that know the Christian Saulsberry name, or anybody that's friends or family of Christian Saulsberry, go out and support the Saulsberry family this Friday against Magnolia Heights for North Point. And last check, the game is at 7 p.m. at North Point. Christian, you're missed every day. We love you. And I know you're watching over us. And keep grinding up in heaven. And we love you.
Hey, thank y'all for staying tuned this week for the season 3 premiere of the JS Report. And like Jonathan said, honoring Christian Saulsberry, at the end of the day, it's about right here. These kids are the Chandler Days of the world. You know, the Morrows of the world, the Aiden Glovers, the Jordan Bells, the Jonathan Tipodales, Hyatt Williams, Kay Cross, McCoy Pugh, and the young ladies out there who are on the soccer field and volleyball court right now. That's why we come back for the basketball season and showcase those talented kids. We have a grappler in here during the winter season. Then the spring sports, busiest time of the year. But hey, you attendance standout, Jonathan's going to give you that call. If you're a baseball, softball, shining star, you will hear from us. We're going to bring you into the, I guess we can call this a studio, but the office. And hey, we're going to put that spotlight on you so you can promote yourself and get yourself out there so you can be the next Edmonton Elk, like Christian Saulsberry was. You can be the next star at West Alabama, being the Tiger legend down there in Alabama, like Christian was. So that's what we're here for, to showcase y'all. And West 10 Media is happy and proud to give Jonathan that platform and work alongside him to showcase y'all. So hey, 2023 is on the way, as you can see here. And we're going to 2024 with season 3. Looking forward to it. And good Lord's willing, we'll see you next week.